Here I'm asking Yolo to come with me at liberty for a walk down to the wood chip so he can have a roll. I'm going to do a transition to halt and back up just to check that he's nicely connected with me. Well done, Yol. Nice back up. Good boy. Notice how he turns his head to me to check in with me, which is lovely. I bring my horses down to the wood chip for a roll every day, so it helps to keep them nice and clean in the winter. Because they have fulfilled the need for a roll, they don't need to go and roll in all the mud, which makes it a lot easier for me.
When things are still, my thoughts run free. Sometimes get the best.
When he gets up from his roll, you'll notice he'll look across to me and then come over for a reward. I do this to encourage him to roll on my request. He won't stay long because he's only rolled one side, so he says, I've got to go again and do the other side. You'll notice he'll stay a little longer, but I ask him to go again, and off he goes. Yolo quite enjoys this special time we have together without Holly being with us, because he enjoys the attention, because Holly thinks she's my number one horse, and it's nice to have a little bit of quiet time with Yolo. I love the way Yolo gets up in a moment and does that to show he is quite happy to do this, and a little bit of his character coming out. Now he tells me that he's rolled enough for his fulfillment, but this time I'm going to ask him to roll because I want him to roll, and this is all part of our communication together. So he turns around, checks in, and I say, yep, roll, Yol. Good boy. Off you go. So this roll is for me, not necessarily for him. Good boy. Quite happy with that. Has his reward. Give him a rub. And then we can head back off down to the stables. I will do a transition halfway up the track here just to check that he's not rushing back to the stables and is still happy to be with me. Good boy. Now we're going to video Yolo eating his dinner. I spent quite a bit of time teaching him to stay connected with me, showing that I'm more important than his wish to eat his dinner, because when we first got in, he was very anxious around food. He couldn't actually stand still with all 4 feet on the floor at the same time. He would grab a mouthful of food, toss his head about, stomp around in a big circle, go back to his bucket, do the same again, or he would be pawing the ground, knocking his bucket over. Basically, he was wasting more food than he was actually eating. But now I have a little play with him first, and he stays connected, and I won't actually let him eat his dinner until he is mentally settled and he checks in with me and soft enough to have a soft cuddle without his head tossing and bashing into me like he used to do. There, isn't that much better? And I'm sure it is better for his digestion too. Good boy, Yo. All 4 feet on the ground at the same time. Now it's Holly's turn. Again, I do a transition. Good girl, Holly. Nicely done. And off we go. Now Yolo is already down in the wood chip waiting for us because he's finished his breakfast before Holly. And here he will demonstrate he's very mischievous and he likes to interrupt Holly's roll. But she takes it all in good part, but she defends her space as well and says, "Out the way, Yo, it's my turn for a roll." Here he comes to disturb her again, because they're very much like brother and sister, always having a little bit of challenge to see who's the boss. Here I call her over, see how enthusiastically she comes, and you notice I never go to my horses, they always come to me. Good girl, Holly. That deserves a reward. At this point, Yolo is staying in the wood chip until he's called, because he knows this is Holly's time with me, and he will come when I call him. I put the rope over her head and say, "You stay there now." She does actually turn towards me when I'm calling Yolo, because she thinks that she should come. I say, "No, you stay there, you've had your halter put on." And she will happily wait there now. She's got a nice expression on her face, and she knows that it's Yolo's turn now. Yolo came over nicely then for his halter. And notice there's no pushing and barging, they just wait, so they deserve their reward, and off we go. When I get to the gate here, I will turn and face them, and you notice all it takes is me to lift my left arm up and both horses' bottoms will turn the quarter of the circle round together. Excellent. Good horses. I won't look at them, I just turn to shut the gate. They know to move their bottoms round and to back away so I can shut the gate. Holly needs to move across towards Yolo. Put my arm out, move over, and then back them away to give me room so I can turn, and off we go. So I'm going to lead them now round to the winter turnout. Notice how that I don't need to give them any instructions to ask them to stand and wait. I stop, they stop, throw the ropes over the necks and then walk off to shut the gate. And I expect them to stay there waiting patiently for when I come back. Now they could go and eat the grass verge at the side there, or run off if they want, but they wait and stand still. Good horses. On the way back at night time, obviously when I asked them to go through that gate and stand the other side, they could run back to the stables or disappear into the forest. But again, I trust them that they'll still be there. And I do this no matter what the weather, wind, rain, anything. There's no excuses, they know the responsibility, they're to stand and wait. This gate I do differently. I go round in a circle to the back. I expect them to copy me. Notice how loose the rope is at all times, and they need no instruction. We are very lucky to have this winter turnout. It is an ex-Forestry Commission track that we bought a few years ago, and it's nice and hard surface underneath, so it saves our fields getting churned up. But we do put 2 electric fences across, so the farmer that comes through here sometimes can come through with the tractor and put the fence up behind and after him, so the horses don't go with him. You'll notice when I come through this time, I will just turn round and stop and take the halters off straight away. Again, I don't say a thing to them, I just expect them to stand and wait until I've put the electric fence up again. Also, if you notice that whilst they have an instruction, as in a responsibility, there's no bickering between them, but when we're just walking about, there is a little bit of head tossing and nipping, or a little bit of sibling rivalry, but when they know they have a responsibility, as in stand still, they don't do that at all. Very good. Quite pleased with that. Give them the last reward and a rub, and I shall go do the mucking out now.